So this is the last of our Achilles tendinosis, tendinopathy exercises. And what we're working on in this one is energy return. Mm-hmm. So the ability for the Achilles tendon and the muscle complex to work together to pop you off the ground, to bounce you off the ground. Good runners flow. They have bounce and flow and pop to their movement. When we get injured, we lose some of that. You can build strength in the tissue, but we need to have that reaction. Mm-hmm. Okay? So it may be painless in your calf raises, your wall runners and so forth, but it's not until you can do the energy return stuff that you really should be doing much running. Okay? So we're going to do these pogo jumps. Pogo jumps are just a high cadence jump. So just both legs are jumping. And he's basically just setting a rhythm. And now once he's set that rhythm, he's going to go to one leg and go into a running position. Good. And he's Wrong, it was wrong.
This way.
Yeah. Do you want to start again?
Yeah, let's start again.
Okay. All right, so let's go double, 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 single, got it. Double, 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 opposite single, good. Double, 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 single, yep. Double, 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 good. Relax for a moment. Now, one thing that, that you can notice when you do this, and you should notice it on yourselves, is that when you shift onto one side, a couple of things will typically happen. The side that's been painful will be hard to get on and off the ground. It'll feel stickier or it'll feel slower. So pay attention to that because you want it to have the same rhythm. Sometimes doing it with music can help, or you can literally just get an app and turn on the metronome. Okay? You want to stay on the same rhythm. The other thing is that the side that you have problems on, invariably the body will lean over. And it's more than likely been doing that even before the injury. So we want to try and correct that. You want to think of staying tall, imagining that string pulling you up through the height. The last thing is that you need to be able to develop power. Okay, so this is just a steady state, simple, low effort one. If we decrease the cadence of the exercise, so we're going to go slower, we're going to need more power. Let's try that. Okay, so bigger, bigger, bigger. Now go single leg. And you'll see how hard it is now. Two legs. Good, and then single leg, left leg. Good work. Good, relax. Okay, so interestingly, your power was better on your left one than your pogo lower cadence was, which is really interesting. So it means that he's probably using some other mechanisms more effectively when he powers up on that side. Might have been a compensation for the postural stability at the lower speeds. Interesting. But that winds up really what we're doing with the Achilles tendon.
So talk about like the benefit of the hopping, because this is something that you implement in a lot of the stuff that we've done together, specifically with ankle pain, mostly for me. But it also, I think, really clicked for me too, how it helps us understand where our feet are in space and have control over them.
So your brain is constantly trying to work out where to put the center of mass. That's the thing that's kind of regulating this with. And to do that, it has to tell the feet where to be relative to the center of mass. When we're running, we're bouncing on and off the ground. So it really is this sort of controlled hopping or bouncing type motion from one leg to the other. So the transition that we make is isolated tissue health here, integrated movement pattern with load, strength now, and then we have to bring it all together in this elastic recoil, which is what makes us runners. So we're sort of moving from, the sloth-like movement here where it's very slow and controlled to eventually the sort of the kangaroo elastically recoiling off the ground, jumping over the fences. And the ability to do that with good body awareness means that you're getting the tissue, the kinetic chain, and the brain all working together in one happy package.
And so specifically as it pertains to the Achilles tendon, do you think oftentimes people who lack body awareness on one side or the other might be the people who are more prone to having an Achilles tendon injury, and so working on that hopping and having that proprioception of where their foot is in space and how it is in relationship to their body weight, that's obviously something they want to work on, right?
Yeah, I think that if you don't have to worry that if you're not particularly coordinated that you're more at risk, but you are certainly less efficient. And if you're less efficient, maybe with a push in your training or some bad luck, it can take you a little longer to recover and maybe you're more prone to injury. We've got to be careful about saying that's a definite.
Sure.
because the body is really adaptable, which is fantastic. So I think the more efficient you are, the better the fluid movement control is. If you get injured, which happens because we're runners, you're going to recover faster and you get back to what you love.
Fascinating. A lot of great advice. Thank you guys so much for following along. Try this stuff at home.